got you. We got you.
So recently, while doing some research for my latest videos, I ran into a few interesting points that really make me think we might actually be in for a surprise, as Rockstar might be hiding something massive at the bottom of the map.
And do you know what else is massive?
Now, I've already said in my earlier videos that even if the map is smaller, the game will still be massive due to all the leaked features that we have had the pleasure to see back in 2022. Of course, not all of them will make an appearance, as it would be foolish of us to assume so, as Rockstar is notorious for cutting things late in development. Now, I have to put on a disclaimer before someone starts calling me a wannabe leaker or master clickbaiter. This is all speculation on my end, based on things that I've seen both in the mapping projects as well as in the leaks from 2022. Before fully getting into the topic of this video, here goes a quick shout out to all the 1,185 people that ended up subscribing. If you're one of those people and are watching right now, I really appreciate your support. Also, a big shout out goes out to our first and only silly supporter as of now. Without wasting too much time around in the intro, let's get straight into the topic of this video. Back in 2022, when the GTA 6 mega leaks happened and the internet had its collective meltdown, a bunch of coordinates were pulled directly from GTA's leaked video clips. The coordinates are one major aspect of the mapping project and seem to have been one of the main factors in figuring out the potential layout for the map itself. If we take a closer look and compare how GTA 5's map overlays in comparison to the speculative map of GTA 6, we can see that the center area with the 00 coordinates starts somewhere in the middle of Los Santos, with the entire map sticking relatively close to the middle of the grid itself, while the rest of the coordinates fill out the rectangle that the map was built on, with majority of them being in the middle of the ocean. Now, what really caught my eye and what made me want to make this video is the fact that the mapping project itself, based on the coordinates from the leaks, put the Leonida landmass off center, which seems to indicate that the map has something more going on. If we zoom in, we can see that the map of GTA 6, unlike the map of GTA 5, sits at 00, somewhere in the waters between the mainland and South Beach area of Vice City. If we proceed to zoom out and compare this to GTA 5's map, we can see that this makes sense, as it would mark the center part of Vice City itself, if it wasn't broken down into smaller islands and the mainland area. But where things become more interesting is when we start zooming out further and further, showing us that unlike in GTA 5, the map is further to the left and a lot more off-center. Now, the initial community map had a lot of water mass on the bottom right corner, judging by the coordinates, and why the mapping project cut this out, I'm not exactly sure. Now, the enthusiastic little kid in me wants to believe that the map being off-center, along with the speculation that the map will be 2 times bigger than the GTA 5 map, means we are getting an additional island to explore with Jason and Lucia. In reality, and this is a best case scenario, we will be getting a GTA rendition of the Bahamas, which for me personally would still be a lot better than an empty area filled with nothing but water. But in all seriousness though, the community map sitting on this giant grid with the 00 coordinates does indicate that we will probably be in for a major surprise.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Now, going back to the leaks from 2022, as well as referencing the event list, we can see that there seems to be a few events that list out the Bermuda Triangle. This could have potentially been cut by now, but if we are to believe the leaks and what Jason Schreier initially said, these could be added down the line. If you ask me though, I would probably say that the Bahamas and the Bermuda Triangle are the reason that the map itself is off-center, especially as they are an iconic part of American history. But if we look at what the Bermuda Triangle technically encompasses, we can see that both the Bahamas, Bermuda, as well as Puerto Rico are all part of it. By this logic though, it would be safe to assume that we will still be seeing at least one of these 3. But with the coordinates, the extra space, and original leaks referencing Bermuda, I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of modern version of Guarma from RDR2 acting as a substitute for Puerto Rico and the other neighboring nations. Now, in RDR2, Guarma was originally planned to be a full-on island location with the option to travel there upon reaching the epilogue as John. But as we all know, this was scrapped late in development and the entire Guarma part was condensed down into a few missions that really made the entire segment feel a bit rushed. With GTA 6 though, because of the leaks, we know that some kind of event does exist and is referenced to be inside of Bermuda itself. With this, it's quite clear that Rockstar will play into its classic creepy style Easter eggs, which are present in pretty much every Rockstar game to date. I mean, personally, if it isn't in the game at launch, that will be a huge missed opportunity, especially as it's one of the most iconic locations and is a perfect playground for Rockstar to add their supernatural flair, similar to the Bigfoot, the UFOs, or even ghosts that were present in both GTA 5 and RDR 2. Now, a major reason why I personally feel like GTA 6 will include some kind of an island off the coast of Vice City that is not related to the Keys is because it's stated that Brian is a smuggler from the golden age of smuggling in the Keys, meaning that the product is coming from somewhere down south. And to this, I say, where the fuck from?
100% pure grade A Colombian, my friend.
After recently finishing Scarface and doing the smuggling missions that give you the option to go from the Caribbean islands to either Miami or go from Miami to the Caribbean islands by boat or plane, I can't help but think that GTA 6 will have a similar mechanic, something that will give us the incentive to use boats and planes a lot more than GTA 5 did. I honestly can't imagine how a studio with 6,000 employees and one of the best talent pools in the industry will struggle to incorporate something similar to this in 2025. The only reason that I can think of is probably money, as selling it as a DLC and online alongside the GTA Plus subscription might be the better play for the higher ups. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about Rockstar or the developers themselves, I'm strictly talking about the corporate overlords that pushed all of these monetization options at every possible turn.
I would've won $1 million.
Now, realistically, nothing is stopping Rockstar from including a large map with additional islands off the coast for us to explore. The hardware itself has never been better than it is today. Hell, the PS5 didn't even reach its true potential, and it's been 5 years since it originally released. Either way, I personally expect Rockstar to include the Bahamas and maybe an island that we can travel to by plane with a loading screen in between. Something similar to Cayo Perico or Guarma, which seem to have been some kind of testing ground for future integration of seamless transitions between different map locations. Of course, this is all speculation, and we will find out in less than a year when this masterpiece finally drops. Of course, if we don't get hit by the new 2025 special. What we can for sure expect though, especially based on the leaks from 2022 and Jason Schreier's comments about the downscaled release from the one they originally planned, is that the online component will definitely have islands added in the future, meaning that we will be traveling from Vice City to South America and back in the same manner as we do with Cayo Perico. If these islands will only be heist related or if they will be full-on map expansions with a fully fleshed out cityscape, only God knows.
Are you sure about that?
But with the tech we have now and with the next gen consoles looming over our heads, I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see a smaller scaled version of Brazil, Colombia, or even Cuba with a Tony Montana statue put somewhere as a cheeky Easter egg. Anyways, what do you guys think? Will GTA 6 feature a larger island to the south? And will we be seeing the Bermuda Triangle with the Bahamas and potentially Puerto Rico make an appearance? My gut makes me feel like we will, but my brain keeps telling me to be real and stop living in a fantasy world. Again, thank you for taking time to watch this video, and a big thank you to all the 1,185 people that ended up subscribing. If you guys haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button and of course subscribe for a chance to win an RTX 7090 card once this channel reaches 10 million. Stay silly, keep edging, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.